Hey woman of wealth and worth. Today we are going to talk about soul-aligned business and leadership with Jenna Faye Madden. We are going to go deep. So if you know anyone that needs to hear this conversation today, once you watch it and you realize like, oh my gosh, my girlfriend needs to hear that, feel free to invite her in. I'm going to put you into the drawing. So we do have a great prize today. It is a lavender bar. It is amazing. So if you know anyone that needs to hear this, feel free to jump in. We are on day 20. Oh my gosh, can you believe we have been together on this journey for 20 days? Like, that blows my mind. So we're going to watch this beautiful, powerful interview from Jenna Faye Madden. She is incredible. She is like gorgeous. You guys will notice she's in this really beautiful cabin, which she shared a little bit about with me later, but oh my gosh, I cannot wait. So we're going to talk about that. And then afterwards, I'm going to jump on and do the drawing. And then I'm going to talk for about 10 minutes on a topic that you guys have been messaging me. Well, someone was messaging me about, and that is like getting out of your own way. So if you have ever felt like you're in your own way to create wealth, to create business, to create the success you truly desire, hang around, because I'm going to talk about that briefly. I'm going to share with you guys some powerful tips for about 10 minutes or so. So definitely, share this. You can take a screenshot and you can tag me on Instagram, Facebook stories, Facebook, wherever you want to do that. You can tag me at Val Nichols or Val Nichols Coaching. So go ahead and share it out, because I know there are some ladies that are really going to want to have this information. So if you are new, I know there's a couple of new people who popped in here over the weekend. So if you're new, my name is Val Nichols of Val Nichols Coaching. I help women entrepreneurs create a gorgeous business that is authentic and make cash, make paid sales, get paid clients without being sleazy, and it gets to be easy, right? Like, you get to make those sales. It gets to be easy. So, hey, I would love to meet you. So if you're watching live, go ahead and let me know where you're watching from. And if you're watching on replay, put hashtag replay and let me know where you're watching from so I can come back and connect with you, because I would just love to do that. All right, guys, and I do want to just give you a heads up. Today, the cart is closing for the July cash comeback. So if you're looking to really break through your money mindset, break through any points of lack or scarcity, if you're ready to like really attract those paid clients and attract more money, attract more wealth into your life, then jump in. I'm going to put that in the comments here real quick in case you're interested. Check it out. If it aligns with you, jump in. I would love to have you. So this is the link. It's $77 is it. And you're going to have the entire week. You're going to have the replays. You're going to have access to a beautiful, gorgeous group. So if you're looking to really kickstart your income, realize that 2020 can still be your year. Let's do a cash comeback and you can have all of the things. All right, guys. So I want to say hello to Nunu Graham. What's up, girl? What's up? What's up? Hey, Lori. Hey, Nancy. Hey, Brenda. What's going on? And if you guys are ready, I would love to. Hi. Hello, hello. You guys are amazing. So I would love to introduce to you Miss Jenna Faye Madden. She is absolutely incredible. You guys are going to just love her. Let me bring her up on the screen here. So yeah, let me know if you guys are excited. Have you been watching the entire series? Are you new here? I would love to know so I can get to know you and connect with you as well, because it has been super exciting getting to know just, like what you guys are about and who you are and all of those things. So as you know, I get super excited. And with no further ado, I would love to introduce to you the amazing, the illustrious Miss Jenna Faye Madden. Here we go.
All of the things are coming to the surface. Everything feels like it's crumbling, because in a lot of ways it is, because they have to be taken down to be rebuilt, and like our economic structures weren't working. Things even in the coaching industry weren't really working. Like, there's so many opportunities for improvement, and I really believe collectively we've been saying that we want to make a change.
welcome to the Woman of Wealth and Worth Summit, where we are talking all about tapping into your deeper dreams and creating the life and the business that you truly desire. My name is Val Nichols, and today we have a very special guest. She is joining us all the way from Canada, from her log cabin, which I'm super impressed by. We had a very cool conversation before we pressed record, which I'm sure we'll share with you guys. She is all about the new earth leadership. And she has some really cool, really wild dreams that I am seeing her definitely bringing into fruition. We have Jenna Faye Madden. Jenna, welcome.
Hey Val, thank you so much for having me here. I'm super excited.
I am more excited than I knew to have you on here because, you know, to share with the audience before we pressed record, I was like, oh my gosh, you're in a cabin. And we started talking about all the things. And yeah, what I was really intrigued by you was this whole idea of the new earth leadership. And you were talking about, I was reading on your website, you're talking about amplifying the mission and navigating the current chaos, right? Like, oh my gosh, if that doesn't resonate with each and every single one of us watching this right now, wow. So can you share a little bit more about that and a little bit about yourself as well?
Yeah, 100%. I don't know if anyone watching this, if with everything going on in the world right now, you've just had this kind of like inner soul level knowing of just, okay, like almost like activation, you know, like I've been training for this moment. And that's basically what I've been seeing myself, but also within our community as well of fellow entrepreneurs, that there's like a lot of oh shit moments, and hopefully I can swear on this, you know, but there's definitely a lot of fear and anxiety and things that we're all like moving through, having our human experience right now. But there's also a lot of us where I feel like we're more in service than we've ever been before. And it's been like a huge permission slip to just like do the thing, you know, and stop getting caught of like, am I good enough? Am I worthy enough? Am I ready enough? You know, all of the things that come up on like the entrepreneurial journey. So that to me is really when I think about navigating all the current chaos, because all of the things are coming to the surface. Everything feels like it's crumbling because in a lot of ways it is, because they have to be taken down to be rebuilt. And like our economic structures weren't working, you know, things even in the coaching industry weren't really working. Like there's so many opportunities for improvement. And I really believe collectively we've been saying that we want to make a change, you know, and things weren't sustainable. And I think a lot of us hope that it would just kind of change, but actually that's not really how change happens. And, you know, we need like shock events and we need things to trigger the change. And that's kind of what we're in the process of right now, which is maybe not the most comfortable. And some people I'm talking to, they're like, yes, I'm loving this. You know, other people, it just feels like a lot to hold it all. And I think we're all having our own experience of how to navigate through this as women and as entrepreneurs and as human beings and as leaders. And, you know, I know a lot of people in your audience are moms. Like there's all so many elements of this. And that is what we're kind of all navigating through right now. So that's kind of my jam. And what I'm super excited about is how to transition into what I call the new earth, you know, specifically, obviously focus more like my focus is with entrepreneurs and leaders, because I feel business is one of the biggest tools that we have to creating collective change, because with all of the amazing work that conscious entrepreneurs are doing, it creates this ripple effect. And I know from me on my journey, I shifted from a lot more of like life coaching and spiritual coaching and nutrition and personal training and like all the modalities, and really shifted that into business and leadership and brought all those things together a few years ago, because that's where I felt like I could be of best service, because I was seeing this ripple effect. And like, I think it always comes back to how can I be of greatest service? And yeah, that's what I'm seeing people really rise up to the occasion right now, which is really cool to see.
You know, I could not agree more. Like, oh my gosh, it's so true. And that is so much in alignment with the vision of this summit, was the fact that I believe the invitation we're getting right now is like, there's a light being shown on the things that weren't working. We all felt the stretch. And like you said, I feel like, yeah, we just thought it was going to magically happen. And, you know, as all of us know who are watching this, or, you know, like without the pain, there's not growth. And we're really able to like tap into that right now. And that's where this conversation evolved about the wealth and the worth, because that's different for each one of us. what is that conversation of wealth? And I love, love, love. I'm so glad you brought up the evolution of your own business, because you talked about how you started as a life coach, and then you did health and wellness, and then all of these things, and then you shifted into where you fit. Because I know there's a lot of women right now who are feeling that. I think this has just kind of expedited that feeling for them. All the chaos that's going on in the world has shown light on the fact that they are getting to spend time with themselves and go within and find that true purpose.
Yes, so much. Yes, it's an initiation is what I've been really calling it and seeing it lately, where there's a lot of people who, like early entrepreneurs who have businesses, but like they've been holding themselves back from, going full time or like doing the next thing. There's also a lot of people who are more established who I call it like the zone of easy, where yeah, they're making money and like they're working with clients and they're doing the thing, but like on a soul level, it's like not truly aligned, and maybe they're not working with who they really want to work with, or they're not launching the thing that they really want to do, or and like even just with their wealth frequency. I've seen so many people where they've been in this bubble. I call it their money set point. You're just staying in this kind of range of what feels good, and just it's like the sick, twisted kind of self-sabotage pattern of just keeping yourself in that range. But now it's like all these things are coming to the surface, and it's like this huge permission slip to change things and really go for it, because there's like a little bit of almost a sense of urgency to just do the thing and like stop holding back. And that's what I'm loving about all of this. Even though there is a lot of crisis and chaotic kind of energy, there's also a lot of beauty and magic that's happening right now where people are just going for it, and it's so cool to see.
Oh my goodness. Yes, 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 yes. I love that, because it is, there's this conversation that women, I think especially do this. We kind of hold back. I'm going to be very like overarching, very stereotypical here, but we do hold back, and it's almost like we're waiting for permission to fully be us. Because when we're unleashed, either we're too much, or we're weird, or we feel like we're going to be judged. And this has definitely given that opportunity that, we had a little shakeup. Yeah. We had a little shakeup where we get to see that. And, what are you seeing with your clients? Like the women you work with, are you noticing like a rapid change in that? Are you noticing a big shift in them really stepping forward?
I'm noticing huge shifts, and obviously it's different for each individual, but I mean, I've had clients where I've seen, where they've never gone past like 5K a month, and they've always had that story of like, my launches never fully sell out and this and that. And then they've like blown things up in the last like 8 weeks where they've sold their launches out. But it's like bringing up all their stuff for them. Like I have one client I'm thinking of, and she's in her second part of her launch, like relaunching it. And now she's like, oh my God, there's no way that this one will work, and it brings up all of the things of like that it can't be good, and it doesn't get to be easy. And I've also seen a lot of clients right now where the big theme I've been seeing in our community, like not just clients, but just in my community, is like a deep self-trust thing coming up for people right now as well, where it's like trusting in, God, source, universe, whatever you want to call it. Like there's like that deep sense of trust that people are having to like surrender into. And then there's trust like within themselves, and that they got this and they can do this. And I spent a lot of time looking at masculine and feminine energy. And there's a lot of women right now who have been in their, I call it their hyper masculine. So it's like, even if they're not doing bro marketing and that kind of masculine, they're still overworking themselves, like really high expectations, feeling overworked, never quite good enough, always coming from that space, even if they don't mean to. It's just so programmed in a lot of us. And then there's also like the spiritually bypassing, like, and if you're watching this, I'm not trying to be mean. It's just, I see a lot of this, just like that spiritually bypassing, like I'm flowing, I'm leading with my intuition, like really rebelling from like structure and strategy. And I feel like those things now are just coming to light for people of realizing that like what got them here isn't what's going to be what gets them there. And so if somebody's like overworking themselves and they're burnt out and kind of resenting their business, now they're being initiated to bring in more actual feminine flow, like in a healthy way, so that things feel good. And same thing, if people have been bypassing having that in their business, they're seeing that, okay, now I think I need to be more intentional and have a little bit more structure and like healthy masculine energy in the business. So I've been noticing a lot of that. And I've also been noticing the theme in people having to look at the fact, especially women, that they haven't been, and they're still not fully open to receiving. So they're kind of giving that permission slip to, you know, call in higher caliber clients, launch the thing, do the thing, like take the action, reevaluate their business. But I was just having conversation on a coaching call with our group of clients this morning, and it was the same thing for all of them. It was all of them. And they were thinking about how if I handed them like 10 new clients right now, they'd actually not feel like they had the capacity to take them on. Like they'd start being like, oh my God, am I good enough? Am I worthy enough? Is this too good to be true? So it's, you know, money and client wise, I'm still seeing a lot of receiving stuff come up where people aren't, like, their heart is kind of closed and they're not open to that, because it's like that worthiness trust thing is still creeping up to the surface to be transmuted, if that makes any semblance of sense.
Oh my gosh, it does. Yes. I mean, that was me when I first started my business, you know, back in 2014, I blocked myself from abundance because of that worthiness piece. And I love that you said, you know, like the theme with all of your clients, because I was just having this conversation how all of my clients right now have the same overarching theme that they're dealing with in their business. It's that exact, like, they don't even like the people they've been working with, you know, and like changing and like evolving. And I love that, you know, there seems to be, because as you grow and develop, so does your business, right? Like we all experience that. And then with you, like calling in that type of client right now, what would you say? Because I know beyond a shadow of a doubt, there's someone who's watching this right now that's going, oh my gosh, I've been doing that. I've been in my masculine energy. I've been not allowing, not flowing, because like, and for people, like I talk about this quite a bit too, but for anyone out there that doesn't know, you know, masculine and feminine has nothing to do with you being male or female. It's the energy. Yes. Like I know I can have a lot of masculine energy when I'm go, 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 produce. That's great. But when you talk about abundance and receiving, that's more feminine. So what would you say to the woman who's watching this right now, who's maybe recognizing that, like, how do I get into that feminine flow? How do I get into that?
Yes, good question. And yes, I 100%, I'm glad you said that too, that feminine, masculine is not like what gender you are. And something I've observed is the fact that I feel, and it can even change and evolve in our lifetime, but we all have, I think, at any given time, a bit of a lead energy, as I like to call it. And that's like where our core essence is, you know, where we really operate the best. So we can have a man who's like slightly more feminine in his lead energy, and that's where he operates the best. And same thing with women. Like we can have women who typically thrive a little bit better in their masculine. And I would say, as a blanket statement, primarily women are a little bit more on their feminine, and we shift throughout our life. So like you could be, you know, 55, 45. It's not like it has to be 90 and 10 and like a huge division between it. And I find for myself personally, I'm like 55% masculine most of the time in the business and like 45% feminine. But there was a time where it was like 80-20, and there was like such a huge gap. So the first thing, if you're listening to this, is to check in with yourself of like, where are you at in this moment? If you think about where you're at in your business, to identify what is your lead energy. And a really good way to check in on this is if you close your eyes and ask yourself, and thinking about it in your business context, not just in general, but specifically with your business, is it more important to you to feel cherished and loved and to feel radiant, or is it more important to you to feel on purpose and to feel respected? Because if respect is more of like what you're going for and that feels congruent, and don't judge it, there's no right or wrong here, but if respect is more important to you right now, then you might be operating it like what might be your lead energy, and the best energy for you might be masculine. And if it's more about being cherished and love and feminine, like that's more on the feminine side. And what I see a lot of the time though is even if someone is a little bit more in their masculine, it's like there's a difference between healthy masculine and being like 50-60% versus 90% and being in like hyper masculine, like wounded masculine. Like there's such a big difference between that. So first check in on like what's your lead energy. And a couple tangible examples is you can spend 55% of your day in your masculine, like structures and like working on things and like really like loving just doing stuff and like doing. The feminine is more the energy of being and the energy of flowing and the energy of embodiment. And the biggest thing I've learned with feminine is to embody what you teach and to have fun and like be radiant and be excited about what you're doing. So if you're burnt out because you've been way too much in your masculine, and then example being you have a sales call scheduled and you're like in this like hustle grind, like gotta do it. And it's like, that's not actually how you're going to create more sales in your business, because you're going to get on, it's going to feel like pressure and structure and you got to get it right, as opposed to getting on and coming from your heart of just connecting and coming from a place of love and just service and overflow, which people can feel that, right? It's like if you are off with your energy and it feels really forced, especially if you're selling from woman to another woman, but in general, it's like that turns people off versus when you feel just in flow and excited with it. So tangibly, just to kind of bring that point home of like, what can you do and what does that look like? Assess of like, what is your lead energy? From there, you can make little tiny tweaks. So if you have a lot of tasks and things to do in your business, which if that's how you've been operating, you don't just like turn that off overnight. There's things to be done and you've made commitments. There's all these things and like layers to that. But simple example would be if you have areas where you want to be more feminine and flowing, maybe you're blocking off using your masculine 2 hours to just be creative and just like work on ideas or go into nature. Or if you have a sales conversation, you're giving yourself half an hour before to ground your energy and not just like shift from thing to thing to thing, and just have a little bit more ease and flow within your day so it doesn't feel so rigid. That's one of the biggest things I hear from women, is it just feels so structured and rigid and to the point where it's not actually working for them.
Yeah. I love that. That's so true, because when you're talking about the feminine and masculine, like there's definitely that idea. I think this comes from the corporate world. I'm not really sure, but I feel like, you know, when we're in the corporate world, we're kind of women playing in the men's world, because I felt like that was when I was in my business in the beginning. And I see this with a lot of my clients. They're like, well, I've got to convince them. Like, it's like this convincing energy in their sales or whatever it is. And I'm like, there's no convincing. It's you radiating who you are and your belief in your products and your belief in who you are. And that's what sells it. Because you don't want to be, I think where a lot of people get in misalignment with who they attract, because when you're in that hustle energy, you really start, like, it's almost like you create a disconnection, and that creates a distrust with your audience. They won't quite know why, but it'll kind of like, they'll have a distrust, especially women.
Yeah, I see that 100%, especially women, because if you're in this kind of like frantic, rigid, kind of trying to prove energy, people feel that. And then you're right, like a lot of the time they can't even put their finger on it, but they don't quite trust you, or it just doesn't feel quite right. And you'll get a lot of sales objections like, oh, I'm interested, it sounds good, but I need to like go meditate on it, you know, which is really a way for them to not have to make a decision. And so I feel for women a lot of the time, if it doesn't feel fun, like that's really the big thing with it. If it doesn't feel fun and it feels so structured, then it's actually challenging to sell. And it's like when you are in energetic alignment and overflow and excitement, the biggest thing that you can do to create more sales is to do that, because people feel your energy and they're like, I want me some of that. But if you're all like structured and frazzled and stuff, like energetically, no matter how good your offer is, they're going to be like, I'm not sure. I was literally on a sales call yesterday with a gal, and she was telling me about how she signed up and like invested with a coach because everything sounded really good. And then they started working together, and the energy was off, but she was like newer on her journey. She was telling me a memory, and she's like, yeah, I invested. And we did a few sessions, but I could just tell the coach was so like nervous and her energy was off that I didn't get a refund, but I just didn't want to show up anymore because it just didn't feel good, because her energy was making me feel weird. And that to me was just like classic example. Like people feel your energy. So if your energy is out of alignment with what's your natural state, then they're not going to want to work with you. Or even if they do, it's not going to be sustainable, because then they're going to ghost or bounce or not do the work, etc. So if you're really wanting to work with high caliber clients and people who do the work and have sustainable income and all of these things that we all want, then that is a big piece, is the actual embodiment, because they see that and they're like, I want me some of that.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah. I truly believe that. Like, you're not even selling your product, you're really selling yourself. Like, people want what you have, and energy is everything in that. Especially if you're working with more like intuitive, more in tune clientele, like that's just, you've got to do the work, right?
Yes. Yeah, 100%. I feel like and it's that idea of that zone of easy, like you can be doing things and on paper it's working, but is it actually at its full potential of where it can be? Like I think of our business a couple years ago, and I was really hiding behind the strategy of our brand Soulmate strategy. And like, so I was really leading with business and 10K months and all of this stuff. And yeah, we were helping people do that, but it wasn't really what excited me. And I was attracting people who were like obsessive about, getting clients and making sales and all this stuff. And a lot of them just wanted a shortcut and they didn't want to do the work. Versus now, I don't really use that terminology in my business in terms of, hey, get to 10K a month and, making it all about the numbers. And yet the funny thing is I'm working with clients who are paying me more than ever, but they're more aligned than ever. And like, yeah, I'm helping them do those things, but that's not really what I talk about because it's not what excites me. And now I'm attracting a clientele who's like, they come to me and literally they're like, hey, I know this is going to be work. I'm totally prepared to invest in myself, and it's like the things that I used to dream of where I'm like, do those people even exist? Like, why is this so hard? My clients, like, I actually didn't like a lot of my clients, which I know sounds awful. Like I like them as human beings, but working with them was exhausting and it wasn't fun and it wasn't really that fulfilling. And a lot of that was a reflection of me and my own like boundaries and worth and stuff at the time. But, that was a big thing, was like I wasn't actually calling in and holding space and being available. It was a receiving thing again, of being available to work with people who really were ready and able to like invest their time, their money, their energy, do the work to have their results. And that's when our business really like went on like the upswing, was when I made that shift and stopped hiding behind the easy stuff.
Oh my goodness. Yep. I totally get that. And I know that you do have a Facebook community that you hang out in. So can you share a little bit more about that and then where viewers can find you as well?
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I spend a lot of my time on Facebook, which is, it's a little bit of a crazy show right now, but that's why I spend most of my time in Facebook groups, because I like to be in actual pockets of community. So our community is the New Earth Leadership community. So super easy to find. Just search New Earth Leadership if you guys are vibing with this. That's where we do most of our trainings. We just hosted a conference in there. So that's where we bring like guest experts and our trainings and content and all of their freebies and that kind of stuff really goes on in the Facebook community. So that's where I hang out the most.
Awesome. I love it. Yeah, Facebook
Yeah.
communities are great. So definitely get connected if you feel aligned. I love your message and I love your energy. And I love when you get on a conversation with someone that you kind of know because you know them from Facebook, but then you really dive in and you're like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. And that's what I love about connecting over the internet, because here you are in the forest in a log cabin. I'm in the middle of the mountains in Oregon, and we get to align. And, every woman that's watching this is getting to really get a raw behind the scenes look. And the nuggets you gave today are seriously, if you guys can like listen to what Jenna said, like go back and really listen to what she said, because she dropped huge nuggets of success. Honestly, like go back, take notes, watch this again, and like really put into place what she said, because it was beautiful. So thank you so much for joining us today. It's been an honor having you.
Yeah, thank you, Val, for having me here, and thanks for creating the summit and letting me contribute to it. Like, this is so amazing, and the women involved are getting so much value. And yeah, I'm just really excited to be here and contribute to it. So thank you for putting this on.
Of course. And thank you guys for watching. We will see you tomorrow. Bye.
Bye.
Hey. Hi, guys. Oh, my goodness. What were your takeaways? I would love to hear in the comments, what are your takeaways? What was your aha moments? What did you get from that? What are you taking away from this beautiful, gorgeous woman and this beautiful conversation that we had? So I would love to hear what your thoughts and ideas are. So I'm going to be sharing a little bit more about getting out of your own way, because a lot of what I heard in this conversation is getting out of your own way, really going all in and diving into the fact that you can have it all. You can attract the abundance. Jenna talked a lot about that in the interview, about how when you're in that hustle all the time, you're not actually going to attract the sales, which is crazy. But, you know, this is my exact experience as well in my business. You know, I used to be doing all the things, all the tasks, like taking it all on in my entire life. Like I've always been that way, you know, about like just if it's up to me, it's going to have to happen and like all these things. So I want to share a little bit about that. I'm going to do the drawing real quick. I also want to remind you guys that the July cash comeback cart is closing today. This is your last opportunity to jump in, so don't forget to jump in on that. I'm going to put the link here in the comments. You're going to get the entire week of amazing goodness. You're going to walk away knowing how to attract abundance. You're going to walk away knowing exactly how to get all the things and how to align yourself in your business and your life to create success, create cash, get paid clients, all the things. It's going to be gorgeous. I'm so excited. So let me jump in, and if you guys want to share this out with some girlfriends who need to hear this, please do invite them in. I'm going to put you in this beautiful, gorgeous drawing. And so today I'm giving away this beautiful Sleep Easy bath soak slab. There's little like chunks that you can break off. It's gorgeous. It's amazing, and it smells like lavender. I don't know if you guys love lavender, but it is so pretty, and it is from the, let me see here. It was a really cool company. Oh, the Australian Wellness Company. I ordered these from Australia, so they came all the way across. It took me so long to get these, you guys. It took me like 2 months to receive these from Australia. It was crazy. So this is going to be your gift. It's not going to take 2 months to get to you. I'm going to mail it to you right away if you are the winner today. So I'm going to just put this down right here. And the winner for today's drawing is, let's see here. The winner is Samantha Quinton. Lady girl, you are getting this beautiful bath slab, lavender bath slab, all the way from Australia, all the way from down under, the other side of the world. Cannot wait to send that to you. So send me your address and I will get that to you right away. And, you know, I really want to talk about the idea of getting out of your own way, because we did talk about this today. Samantha talks a little bit about it. You know, okay, so here's a couple things I want to share with you guys. I'm going to share 3 tips, and then I'm going to let you go about your day. So tip number 1, I really want to encourage you, is to get out of your own freaking way. Right? Get out of your own freaking way by, get out of your head. Get out of your head, you guys. So many of us, so many of you ladies, myself included, I have been stuck in this before too. You get caught in this analysis paralysis, right? And what happens with analysis paralysis, it's that whole idea of, you know, when everything's perfect, or when everything's this way, when I check this box, when this happens, when whatever it is, fill in the blank, whatever it is for you. When I lose 5 pounds, then I'm going to go buy a bathing suit. When I find the right man, then I'm going to go travel the world. As soon as I make $5,000 in my business a month, then I'm going to hire the coach, right? And the thing about this is it's so counterintuitive, but it's actually, you know, the opposite. When you're so much in your head, you are in analysis paralysis and you're in your own way. You are, you know, putting things off until. But here's the thing. How many of you have made a New Year's resolution, and then within 2 weeks, done? You don't even remember what it is. You're eating all the things. You're spending all the money on Amazon. You're clicking away. You're doing all the things, right? And when you are so much in your head, what ends up happening is you're overthinking. This can show up like feeling self-conscious, you know, when you're not in that confidence of just jumping on, being you, allowing people to get to know you in your business, Facebook Lives, whatever it is. When you're so much in your head, you're literally standing in your way, because then you're putting off. How many of you guys have sat around for like an hour thinking about, or spent a lot of time thinking about what you're going to do? Thinking about, getting ready. You're fixing to, right? Like, you're going to do these things, or maybe you're so much in your head that you're worried about all these things, like, what about my uncle that's on Facebook, or, you know, the mean girl from 8th grade, and what if she makes fun of me, and all these things. Like, what if? You're in your head. You've got to get out of your head in order to get out of your own way. Tip number 2, Number 2, ladies, we've got to stop lone wolfing. And I'm going to explain this a little bit because I actually said this to one of my mentors the other day. I said, oh my gosh, I've totally been lone wolfing. I hadn't reached out to her in like a month. And this is a woman I've been working with for 8.5, maybe 9 years. And I was just like lone wolfing. I was just like doing my thing, going about my business, like just not even, I didn't reach out to her for like a month and a half. And I was like, I got to clean that up, and I got to, you know, move forward and clean the slate and get back into connection, get back into, you know, working with her. And the thing was, I was like, I was lone wolfing. And she was like, what are you talking about? You know, what are you talking about, lone wolfing? What does this mean? And I was like, you know, that thing where I just think that, oh yeah, I've worked with you for 8.5, 9 years. I'm good. I don't need the connection. I don't need these things. I don't want to be too much. I don't want to like bug you. I don't want to bother you. You know, her husband, who's usually traveling most of the year, was home. I knew that. They're building a gorgeous house right on the river in Sun River. If you guys, you probably don't know where that is, but it's here in Oregon. And I'm like, I don't want to be a bother. I don't want to bug you. I don't want to reach out. And she's like, that's what I'm here for. That's what you've invested in, is for me to be there. And you know, when I'm lone wolfing, what I'm doing is I'm head down in my business, working on things. I've been working on this summit, getting all these great things, but I'm like head down in my business, lone wolfing, being the lone wolf or wolfess, being the lone wolf. And you know what ends up happening is I'm robbing other people of the opportunity of pouring into me. And whenever I'm lone wolfing in my business, yeah, I might get things done, but I'm really not accomplishing all that I can. I'm really not accomplishing all that I can. So how this shows up is, you know, if you are the type of woman who's like, yeah, but I hate asking for help. I hate bugging people. I don't know if I'm really worth investing in. I don't know if I should really invest, if I'm really ready to invest in a coach. I don't know if I'm really ready to jump in this program, even though it's like really inexpensive. Like, I just don't know, you know, like how many of us get caught up in that? If you are lone wolfing, you are missing out on the opportunities, the connection, and you can literally quantum leap your results. If you hired that coach or you went all in on that program, like here's what can happen, you guys, and I know this is true because it's happened in my own life. You can literally crush timelines. You can literally crush timelines when you just get out of your own way and you just say yes to the dang thing. Like, you can literally crush timelines and collapse time, because you know what I know is true is that I used to waste a lot of time and money trying to build my business, trying to like Frankenstein my life together, trying to Frankenstein my results. And I would take a little bit of like this free thing or this free thing, and I would like, nothing was working because I was trying all these different methods. All of them, had I followed through with any single one of the coachings, would have worked. That's the thing. There's like 6 ways to get to Safeway, right? Or Kroger's or Fred Meyer's or Ralph's, wherever you live in the world. Like, there's 6 ways to get there. All ways will get there. But if you start following one path and you're walking down the road and then you're like, oh, no, because this person told me this way, and then this person told me this way, and then this person told me this way. Next thing you know, your feelers are out into 6 different things and you're exhausted. This shows up in that feeling of feeling like you're in a treadmill and you're spinning your wheels and you're going and you're going and you're going and you're going and you're getting nowhere. You're getting nowhere. Right? Have you ever experienced that feeling? And so, you know, I realized that was happening for me in my business, even though, you guys, I have amazing results. My clients have amazing results. I just ended the relationship with my previous business coach, in June. Maybe it's June. I don't know. What month is it? It's July. So in June, I had ended the previous relationship with my coach, and I was like, you know what? I can just coast a while. I'm doing well. I have the results. I'm making the money. I have the gorgeous clients. I'm good. And then I realized, oh yeah, I'm playing lone wolf again. I'm doing these things. I'm not trusting. I'm not investing in myself. I'm not upping my game. So if I really want to hit 7 figures in my business, which is, you know, within striking distance, I need to put my money where my mouth is. Because here's another thing. If you guys ever do hire a coach or get a mentor, make sure there's someone that's actually doing what they teach. This is so important. This is so important. There's a lot of coaches out there who are like, and I don't want to make anybody wrong in this. You're not wrong if you're doing this. Just be aware. But there's a lot of coaches out there that are teaching things that they've never actually experienced on their own. And they're clearly not getting coaching. So if you want someone to invest in you as a coach and you don't have a coach, like, just be aware of how much you are or are not in your integrity, because you can't expect someone to do anything you haven't done. And every single thing I ask my clients to do, I've done because that's important for me to share my experience and show them and stand 100% firm on the truth that they will get results, because I've seen it in my own business. Like, I study Facebook, I study marketing, I've studied sales, I've created methods that work for attracting money, attracting wealth, attracting clients. And you guys, I just want to remind you that the cart is closing for the July cash comeback. And I also want to share with you guys, how I've used these 3 tips to get out of my own way. I just invested in a new coach. I just invested in a coaching program and a new coach. I spent a lot of money, literally click, done. Spent thousands of dollars on these 2 things, which I am so freaking excited about. I spent $6,000 within an hour, or I'm sorry, $16,000 within an hour to invest in 4 months of coaching and 1 coaching program. $16,000. This will tell you guys, like, that's pennies compared to what I've spent this entire year, 2020. It's been well into the multiple 5 figures. Like, I don't know. I don't know. My bookkeeper just keeps track of all that, but it's been a lot of money, And so I spent $16,000 within an hour to invest and up level my game, because I'm there. I could coast, but I don't want to. And I want to remind you that the July cash comeback is ending today. Cart closing. It's $77. That's it. You're going to have an entire week of deep dive into your money mindset. And the reason why this is so important is because if you're feeling that feeling of being on the treadmill, spinning your wheels, getting nowhere fast, no matter what you do all the tasks, you do all the things, you spend all the time on your laptop all day, staring at your computer, wondering why you're hearing crickets. Wondering why you're not getting those paid clients. You might be hearing, oh my gosh, you're so inspiring. I love your stuff. That's great for you. Maybe you're spending all of your time in your inbox. Maybe you're spending all your time trying to cold message, whatever that is. And you want to see the results. You want to see the cash show up. Let me share with you guys. So in the past week, since I've been talking about money mindset, since I launched this course, since I launched the launch of this course, of this program, my husband got a raise. He got a $4 an hour raise, which he already makes. I don't want to share his stuff, but he already makes around $40 an hour. I don't know. He got a raise. He got an apartment for 2 years where he's traveling to, so he's going to be traveling. He got per diem, so he's going to get paid on top of that. And he also called in, so the per diem, the raise, and the apartment. And I manifested. This is so incredible, you guys. But so I lift weights. I work out several times a week. And that's been a huge part of my success as well, is working out and training my brain, training my body, managing my mindset. So I manifested I was looking for 30-pound hand weights because I'm up to 20 and I want to up my game, just like I do in business. I want to up my game. I want to get bigger. I want to get bolder. I want to get, stronger. I want to do all the things, right? So I upped my game and I was looking for 20-pound weights. I was trying to manifest it, or 30-pound weights, because I couldn't find it anywhere. I have a dumbbell and I have little hand weights. I couldn't find it anywhere. And literally, you guys, this, I manifested a brand new set of, brand new to me. They'd only been used for 2 months. I manifested a brand new set of Bowflex weights that I can continue to up all the time. The guy was literally like, well, you can just borrow it. And I was like, what do you mean by borrow? When I think of borrowing, I'm not just going to borrow a set of weights. and then, you know, like give it back. Like I don't know. So I literally manifested a brand new set, like 2 months used set of Bowflex hand weights for free. And the guy's like, we'll just borrow it, meaning like, you know, if you want to keep it forever, keep it forever. If you don't, like bring it back, like whatever. I don't really care. He had 2 sets. And I'm like, are you freaking kidding me right now? Are you kidding me right now? Like, this is real life. Like, this is how easy we collapse timelines. When you can get out of your way, when you can learn how to really kick the notch up on your manifestation power, your wealth, the cash, the money doesn't just show up in expected ways. Because I could say, I want to manifest $15,000 or $1,500 so that I can buy a brand new set of weights. Or it can just be handed to me for free. Literally handed to me for free, nothing. This is how it works. This is how powerful it is. So right now, if this feels really aligned for you and you want to jump in, I'm going to put the link in the comments here. This is the PayPal. So you just click on PayPal. You're going to just pay the $77. You're going to get an email from me. You'll get into the group. We have an exclusive Facebook group that is going live today at 2 p.m. So it's right now it's 11 o'clock Pacific time. So in 3 hours, we're going to go live. The cart is going to close at midnight, so you can still jump in if you're watching this on replay. Jump in, see the replay. We're going to go live today at 2 p.m. Pacific. But it's not too late if you're waiting till the last minute. This is it. If you're waiting till the last minute, this is it. Jump in, click on the link. You're going to go to PayPal. Just enter your info. You're going to get an email from me. You're going to get invited into the Facebook group. It is going to be powerful. It's going to be amazing. And I'm going to share with you exactly how I manifested my husband getting a huge raise, a paid-for apartment, per diem, and a brand new to me set of Bowflex weights that are worth $1,500. Like that. Ladies, I am not joking. This works. It's powerful. You are powerful. You just need to learn how to increase that, get out of your own way, manifest all these things, and it is yours. I love you guys so, so much. We're going to come back tomorrow for day 20 freaking 1. I can't even believe it. 21. I love you, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.